Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, may I first of all seek your indulgence to firstly unreservedly correct my statement made yesterday and was rebutted by Honorable Hemchan.
Okay.
Sir, my good friend, honorable friend, Honorable Hemchand took up the acting head of HR in the Ministry of Education in January 2020. And prior to that promotional appointment, he held the position of Director Primary Education. He may have knowledge of all the appointments, including head of school, and I leave it to his own conscience of all the appointments that was made during his term. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'd also like to take this time to sincerely apologize to his good wife. If my statement yesterday may have brought harm upon her or her professional reputation.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in light of that, I promise to be more careful in the future with information provided by staff of the Ministry of Education and to be uttered in this August House. And preferably, I'd like to stay away from personal attack. And for that, I sincerely regret any lowering of standards according to this August House.
Thank you,
Now,
Honourable Minister.
Speaker, honourable members of this House.
Thank you, Honourable Minister, for that brave position you've taken. Really, Honourable members, we don't personalize things. I want to implore that to each and every one of you. You may argue as hard as you like in the chambers, but don't personalize anything. And when you leave the chambers, that's the end of it. You go as colleagues down to the tea room or where we have our meals, and then we share the table together. Let's sit and discuss issues that we can play a part in solving. So I thank you for that brave effort, Honourable Minister.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You may now
Mr. Speaker, sir, in response to the question by the honourable member, the COVID-19 pandemic has indeed disrupted traditional education for our children, which causes a shift towards remote learning. And to ensure that students have access to technology and promote digital literacy, there were several initiatives should have been taken, which have not been done. And the Ministry of Education is now working hard to get this platform off the ground for all schools in Fiji, which is a huge target, given the intent to provide equitable learning for all our children and the challenges of our geographical locations, especially for schools in the rural and maritime zones. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Ministry of Education is engaged in various initiatives aimed to ensure that students have access to online learning through technology, which will allow them to engage in effective remote learning. And by promoting digital literacy, educators and policymakers strive to equip students with essential skills for the future while minimizing educational disruptions during crises like the COVID-19 pandemic. And the future will demand that our learning platforms are ready for any evolving demands. Mr. Speaker, sir, given the lessons learned so far, the Ministry of Education has engaged a number of platforms to boost e-learning. And this includes the I Am Digital initiative that educates students on online safety, and this has been carried out in partnership with Save the Children of Fiji, engaging students, leadership bodies, which has been piloted in 10 schools so far. Another exciting platform is the Girls in ICT Training Project, which was conducted this year in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade and Communications. Another initiative that has been undertaken by the Ministry of Education is with the University of the South Pacific, is the development of 1,500 open education resources, or OER, for STEM. It stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics subjects. This is a government initiative in partnership with the Asian Development Bank. Ministry of Education is also developing an audiovisual studio with relevant stakeholders. And we thank the Ministry of Finance for the budget of 100,000 in this financial year, which has been allocated for this project. And the studio will include 6 recording rooms for the following: school broadcasting programs, production of education channel content, airing of educational channel lessons, live lessons, distance learning for rural, remote and maritime schools, and airing of recorded lessons. Mr. Speaker, sir, the government is working to improve the learning management system, which is currently in place and available through the government ITC services. And this will support the existing digital learning platforms being used in the early childhood up to year 13 level for all schools in Fiji, so that they can become more interactive. On support services made available through device learning, the Ministry of Education is currently having discussions with stakeholders in having an end-to-end solutions for this initiative. And students will be able to have devices with educational resources and platforms for their personal learning. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Ministry of Education to date has increased learning connectivity to schools on an average of 57% throughout Fiji. And following the Ministry's continued audits to assess the current status in Fiji, the Ministry of Education is pushing for an increase in the Ministry of Education budget in the next financial year so we can reach 100% connectivity, so those children from rural, remote and maritime areas will be able to browse the web and use technology very different from what most of us had back in the early days. This requires a collaboration with internet service providers and is something that the Ministry of Education is pushing to ensure that we are able to address the e-learning shortfalls currently existing due to internet connectivity issues. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Sasikira.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Honourable Minister. Could you please update on education via Walesi platform? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The Ministry of Education is progressively working on available existing platforms, like the web-based learning hub in partnership with Telecom Fiji Limited, the school broadcast programs, and the education channel in Walesi. For this term, external examination revisions lessons will be aired from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the afternoon and evening. Also, we have the Ministry of Education Moodle for head of schools, teacher online training. This is used for the Talanoa Forum for teachers and sharing of resources. We also have a web-based learning hub. This is Fiji Open Education Resource, which is done in partnership with the Commonwealth of Learning and provides an open web learning where specific subjects can be accessed for a learning process. Thank you.